What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? This is going to be your review of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills season 10 episode 4. So listen, this is the episode. Okay, let's just start from the beginning, child. They are on their way down to Teddy's retreat, and the retreat looks really, really nice. You could definitely tell there was a lot of planning put into it. Teddy, it looked like the location was really nice. It was right on the water. They had a morning workout schedule, and then they had lunch, and then they had 2 hours for journaling or walk. They had walks on the beach. They had massages. They had spas. And then after that, they were doing meditation on the beach. Yoga, meditation, or whatever, and then they were having dinner. Now, I don't know if this was an all-day situation or they spent the night and left the next morning, but either way, it looked like it was a really, really nice retreat. So, on the way down, it was Sutton, Erica, and Kyle. They came down. Remember, Lisa and Garcelle aren't coming, and they're coming down, and Sutton was really, really upset about the whole situation. She's still upset about the whole situation with Teddy. She's really not sure what's going to, what reaction she's going to get or what reception she's going to get. And she was really upset. She was very apologetic, and she realized that, maybe for her part in it, in the whole situation. So they get down there, and they get there it's like breakfast is still going on, and so they have time to do the morning workout. So they were doing boxing. Poor Sutton, child. Sutton looked like she ain't been to a workout class in her whole life. And at first, I thought she was going to start complaining and start making a big deal about it. But she sort of complained, but she put the joke on herself. She was like, oh my gosh, like, I'm such a klutz, so I don't know how to do this. But it wasn't, why are we doing this? Oh my gosh. Like, she threw a couple of little jabs, but nothing horrible. So they did the boxing, and then they went to lunch. And by the time they were at lunch, here comes Dorit. Now, Teddy's thing was, hey, I didn't expect Dorit to be on time. Dorit's never on time. The other thing is, Teddy said that. Teddy said in her bullshit invitation, come whenever, leave whenever. I don't expect you to stay the whole time. I'm not upset if you don't stay the whole time. So Dorit want to take her sweet time getting there. Teddy set that precedent. She didn't say, listen, I need you guys there by this time or it's going to be disruptive to my whole situation. She didn't say that. And that's important that I'm making that distinction because we're going to get into some old bullshit. So, they're having breakfast. They're having lunch. And then after lunch, like I said, they had open time. So, the ladies started off getting massages. But then they ended up at the bar, child. Now, Teddy went with them to the bar. So, it ain't that big of a deal. And I'm going to give Teddy credit for, she's running this whole retreat. But she made time to spend time with them, because she could have very easily have said, hey ladies, I need you guys to fend for yourselves. I got stuff I need to go take care of. I got this, I have that, I got fires to put out or whatever. But she didn't do that, and so for that I do respect that. Now they get to the bar, and while they're at the bar, Dorita's upset because we're playing games with words. Dorita's upset because she says that the comment about, let me rewind. They're on the balcony relaxing and getting the massages and stuff. And the conversation comes up again about the invitation. And again, see, this is what I hate about these shows. They get one thing and then they beat the dead horse. We have talked about this invitation. We have dissected it. We have sliced it from every angle. It is what it is. It was what it was. Y'all here now. Why are we still talking about the damn invitation? But whatever. So Dorit was upset because she said that when Teddy was like, well, you don't have to tell me you're here because you support me. Obviously, you support me because you're here. Well, I kind of understand what she meant by that. But I do understand Dorit saying, well, look, why do you have to say it? You made me feel some kind of way by saying it. Then Teddy explained why she was on such defense when she got to Sutton's event the other day, store opening, because she said after having that whole conversation in the car with Lisa, it really did put her on the defense. And of course, they showed us footage that they didn't show us the first time about how hard Lisa hammered home the Well, they might not act right. Well, what if they don't act right? I mean, well, what if they do cut up? Well, what if they show up and they act really bad? Like, and Lisa was doing what Lisa does. Lisa was stirring the pot. She was stroking the fires. Lisa knew good and daggone well she wasn't coming. So she could care less what ruins she left in her wake, because she knew she wasn't coming to the daggone party. To the event. Then, so Dorit got upset by that. So when they were at the bar, Dorit is still talking about how she was upset with Teddy. Why would Teddy say that? Like, it just makes her feel like Teddy doesn't want her there, doesn't appreciate her being there. And my thing is this, once again, you're here now. Why are you still upset about the invitation? If you were that upset about the invitation, you just should have not came. Like, you just shouldn't have come. Like, I don't understand why we're sitting here still arguing about an invitation that was given weeks before all of this. So, Sutton and Teddy had their moment. They both apologized. Teddy said, listen, I overreacted. Like, my reaction was way more than it should have been for what happened. Sutton was like, but I really said some stuff. I was out of line, and so they apologized, and I'm happy. We're moving on. Then Kyle decides that she's irritated with Dorit because she's like, well, Dorit, she showed up late, and Dorit did this, and Dorit did that, and blah, blah, this, and blah, blah, that. And I'm sitting here like, again, Dorit was in glam. Dorit's always in glam. Now, granted, she showed up in glam to not work out, but clearly Dorit had no intention of working out because she got there after the workout session. And the thing was, there was supposed to be meditation after the free time. None of them went to the meditation. Teddy had special mats made with their name on it that she had to roll up and move and rearrange her whole configuration because they didn't show up for meditation. So, Kyle, why are you mad at Dorit exactly? Because, yeah, you were there, but you still didn't participate. In only thing you did participate in was the damn boxing session. So you mad at Dorit because she showed up late and didn't do the meditation and didn't participate in anything. Neither did you. Again, you did the boxing. But it wasn't like Dorit showed up for boxing and refused to participate. She made sure she wasn't there for it. And if she purposely made herself get there at a certain time, I'm not upset. I don't understand what the issue was. Because Teddy, in her invitation, said, whatever time y'all get there is fine. When y'all were talking, I can say in her invitation, but when they were talking at the dinner party at Sutton's store opening, she was like, whatever time you get there, it's fine. Whatever. So all of this goes back to Teddy's bullshit invitation. Let's be clear. But Kyle, I'm not understanding why. Like, I almost feel like, Kyle, you mad because you didn't get in glam. Like, she was really, and then she said, well, that's later on. So she was really upset. So anyway, Kyle and Dorit end up getting into it. And then Dorit made a comment like, well, look, I have a life. Now, of course, that set her off. That set Kyle off. That would have set me off too. Because Kyle was like, wait a minute, hold up. All of us are sacrificing to be here. Like, I have kids like you have kids. I was in New York. I'm filming a movie. I just got home. I'm sacrificing the whole day with my family. When I have to get ready to turn around and leave right back out to go back to New York and go back to North Carolina. So let's not play the who has more things on their plate to do game. Like, so I understood Kyle getting irritated with that. So anyway, that was the whole thing. And of course, Erica being Erica was trying to, calm the whole thing down. But I just didn't understand why Kyle got so upset about the glam thing. Like, I just don't get it. And even Erica was saying, well, I was late. I almost made us miss the bus. Missed the boat when they were in wherever they were, Copenhagen, wherever the hell they were. She said, but I did apologize. But again, I don't think it's the same thing because Dorit never had any intention of being on time. It's not like she held y'all up. She did not hold anybody up by being late to this event. And Teddy said, I don't care what time you get there. I don't care what time you leave. I don't care if you come. So I swear I don't know why this became a thing. Moving on. We got a great moment to see Garcelle with her children. Now, let me tell you something, honey. This was funny. This was great. I appreciate it so much. She went to dinner with her twins. And she said, at the end of the day, yes, Mama got a little bit of money. Daddy got a little bit of money. But what I'm not going to do is raise y'all to be privileged kids. And, like, one of her sons was at, they were eating dinner. She said her and her husband have a great co-parenting relationship. She said it could have easily gone left, but we're actually, after all of the hurt and stuff, we're actually at a good place. We're actually at a pretty good place. But he asked about some Gucci, and she said Gucci. She said, if you want Gucci, you need to have a job. And the other son was like, we're 11. She's like, exactly. If you ain't old enough to have a job, you ain't old enough to have Gucci. I said, I know that's right. Because you know what? No 11-year-old child does need Gucci. Now, let's be clear. We all do it. We all buy labels. Well, not all of us, but people do it all the time. They buy labels and all that good stuff. And I get it. When you're shopping at high-end stores, pretty much anything you pick up is going to be a label. And when you have money, that's how you shop. I get it. But I also understand Garcelle saying, listen, and then he said something about, well, you have Gucci. I'm grown. And see, I think that parents do too much explaining. Because I'm grown. Next case. I'm grown. I don't need to explain myself to you. I don't need to explain why I have Gucci flip-flops. Because didn't I just tell you, when you have a job, you can have Gucci? I have a job. I buy Gucci. So anyway, I thought that was a great moment that we saw that dynamic. And I also appreciate the fact that she is letting us know that she is not raising her kids Hollywood. And I love it. Now, they probably going to have Gucci over their daddy house, but that's another conversation for another day, child. Then we saw Lisa with Amelia out, and she was talking about the anxiety and everything. And she was saying how, she was crying, like her anxiety was so bad that she was throwing up. She said, yes, I know how to make a bed. I know how to cook dinner. I know how to clean an apartment. But being away from you all and not being able to get to you when I needed you, I could not function. And Lisa Rinna said that she honestly felt like it was getting to a life or death situation with her daughter. And I know last week I made some comments about sometimes I think parents allow their children to give up too soon. I don't in any way, shape, or form want y'all to think that I was necessarily judging this situation, but I do think in general, I think that parents who are more privileged allow their children to give up. And I don't think they press on them to try hard enough, because the kids know there's a safety net, whereas other people who don't have a safety net, it's like either this has got to work or I don't have an option. Like, it's failure isn't an option kind of thing. But in her case, it definitely sounded like she was dealing with, and she said that she's getting herself evaluated. She is transferring, so she's still in school. She's going to stay in school, and they were talking about credits transferring and stuff like that. So definitely am glad that she's sharing her journey and opening up, and also that she's getting help. Because again, I think a lot of times we put a negative stigma on mental illness, especially in the Black community, but period. I think people still have certain mindset and stigmas of what they think mental illness is and what it looks like. And it rears itself in many different ways. Anyway, Denise is having a dinner party. We see that Denise is still living in Malibu. She said, listen, I got a little PTSD from the fires last year. Matter of fact, while they were filming, there were some more fires that were 30 miles away. She said, I know how fast these fires can move. 30 miles really isn't anything. She said, and but the only reason why we moved back to Malibu is because that's where my kids are, and I really didn't want to uproot them and take them out of school. But she was like, I really don't want to live down here anymore. It's just too much. But she's having a dinner party, and again, I feel like Denise tries so hard to try to pretend like she's not Hollywood. She was like, yeah, we're going to have, we're not going to do like one of these, Hollywood dinner parties, Beverly Hills dinner parties. We're gonna just have wood pizza ovens, and we're gonna do this, and we're gonna have a dessert bar. I mean, we're not gonna have food you can't pronounce. But let's be clear again, Denise, at the end of the day, it was catered. You had the wood grills brought in. You had a diamond ice sculpture. So, like, stop acting like you're so everyday woman and you're so down to earth. Like, you might very well be, but you are still very much Hollywood. Like, you are still... How much did that party cost you? How much you paid for that party, Denise? I bet you paid more for that party than I paid for my last party. I promise you did. So, like, stop it. Stop acting like, oh, these women, I'm not like them. Yes, you are. You are Hollywood just like them. Now, you might not... do certain things or be on the level that they are. But girl, you Hollywood too. Anyway, so we get to the dinner party. and everybody's coming. Kyle and Dorit are still mad at each other, and of course they talking. They're having conversations before they get there about it. Dorit rode up with Garcelle, so Garcelle is getting Dorit's side of the story. Kyle came with her husband. They were the first ones to get there, honey, and it was nobody there. They were like, did we read the invitation wrong? Do we have the wrong time? Like, are we early? Like, but once again, Denise, and this is Hollywood shit, Denise, that you are in hair and makeup and you are late to your own damn event that's in your backyard. How you late to your own cookout in your backyard? Yeah. Anyway, so they get there, and one thing was they started having conversation about sex. Now listen, y'all. Somebody put in my comments. I told y'all the comments were going to stop. People was going to disagree with what I said, and the comments were going to stop. But one of the things that last week somebody made a comment about, it wasn't gauche, it wasn't a formal dinner party, it wasn't a big deal for Garcelle to ask about the sex life. I still think it was gauche, okay? I still don't think it was appropriate for the dinner table, whether it's a formal dinner party or not. I still don't think it was appropriate, whatever. And I say the same thing about this. Now again, they got to talking about threesomes and who dipped in the lady pond and was somebody a lesbian or not, or whatever this and whatever that. And Denise said, you guys, my kids are right there. You guys, can you keep your voices down? You guys, even to the point where she got up and went over to the kids and kind of said something to the kids. Now, this is what I'm going to say here. Again, I get it. Y'all are filming. I get it. Y'all are trying to make a moment and have a scene. But again, I do also think you guys needed to be respectful of the fact that Denise asked you guys to keep your voices down and asked you to kind of maybe even change the subject about what it was that y'all was talking about. Because I do think that the conversation was a little inappropriate and a little adult for the fact that you had your kids at the next table and they could hear people talking about threesomes and being in couples and all of that. Now that I got that out the way. Girl, did y'all hear what Erica Jane said that she was with a couple? That she had a friend who married another friend and they went out and she knew where the night was going and she was with it and they was with it and they was with it together. Okay. Did you hear about Miss Garcelle talking about when she was a model, honey, how she dipped in the lady pond and she said she had a threesome with 2 other women? See, the conversation was good and juicy. But Denise should have just told her kids go in the house with their pizza, honey, because the conversation was good. Then Kyle and Dorit got into it, and Dorit was saying that, Kyle and Teddy are so close, that they're such good friends that when you get into an argument with one, it's almost like you're arguing with both of them. And of course, y'all know how Bravo is, honey. They show clips of all the times that either Dorit took up for Kyle or Kyle took up for Dorit, honey. And they were kind of a valid point. And then Dorit said something about Teddy and Kyle being in bed. I think that's how the whole lesbian conversation started. And Kyle was like, okay, so I guess I'm a lesbian now? Is that what we're going with this? Like, is that what we're doing? I'm a lesbian now? And again, I don't feel like that was appropriate, because just because you land in the bed with somebody don't make you a lesbian, child. Lord. So then Dorit and Kyle got to arguing, and Dorit said something about Kyle defending people, and Kyle was like, I defend all of you, what are you talking about? I defend all of my friends. And she was like, and now Kyle brought up a good point. She said, listen, I lost one of my closest friends because I was defending you last year with the whole dog situation. That is a very true point. Kyle did go to Lisa Vanderpump defending the situation. That is true. And then Kyle said something about something that Dorit said, something she said about Dorit, and Dorit was like, because it wasn't true. And then Kyle said, well, you said something you were talking about me being in bed with Teddy, and Dorit was like, but that was true. And Kyle ain't had nothing. She was like, So then when Kyle said something about how she defends all her friends or whatever, honey, here go Lisa. Lisa run a messy ass. Well, that's not always true. You don't defend us against your sister. She shouldn't defend you against her sister. That's her fucking sister. Sorry, not sorry. So Lisa, shut up. Because she should have she did what she was supposed to do. That was her sister. And Kyle brought up a good point with that too. She said, listen, my relationship with my sister went through some strife because of this group, and I still defended y'all. And again, you know, I ain't gonna say I know that to be true. I know her and her sisters have had issues, but I know it wasn't all about this show. Some of it was about other stuff. Some of it was about her other projects, like American Family, American Woman with American Woman. So don't put all of that on Housewives, okay? But then she wanted to come at what's the woman name that the house is at? Denise. She coming at Denise, called Denise a damn ragamuffin. Denise was like, damn, my bad for speaking at my own house. Like, my bad for saying something in my own damn house. And then Erica, you made a little catty comment when she was saying something about y'all being too loud about the sex. And she was like, well, my bad. I thought I was at Wild Things' house. You weren't. You were at Denise Richards' house. Wild Things was a movie she made 20 years ago, before she had kids, before she was sitting in her backyard with her kids. Like, come on now. You can't compare the two. Now, y'all know when y'all have Denise by herself, when it's just y'all know Denise be giving as good as she get when it comes to the sex conversations. Hell, she done told you all her business as it relates to her husband, and how big his penis is, and the kind of sex they had, and where they had sex for the first time, and all of that. You know that if her kids weren't out there, she'd have been all in on that damn conversation, because she has been in the past. See, that's the thing. But y'all know Erica my girl, so that's all I got for you, boo. But that's pretty much where we left off. Kyle got up. Now, we had our first Kyle cry of the season. She got to crying, and she got up and she stormed off, and her and Mauricio left. So we got the first Kyle cry of the season. And I think we got a whole episode where Sutton did not mention what she had on, whether it was couture or off the rack, what designer made it, how good friend she is with that designer. I think we got a whole episode without any of that from Sutton this time, honey. Okay? Okay. Let me know what y'all think. Drop it in the comments. Peace.